Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jacob Gordon and Alex Lord. It is time for our NLDS predictions, which are all going to be wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully they're not wrong, or I think we will all be sitting at home watching the Phillies in the NLCS, because I don't think a single one of us, and if you do it, you're not invited back on the show. We'll pick the Philadelphia Phillies in this series. Yeah, I mean, who wants to get us started? I kind of want to talk about as a whole how I feel the series going out, but I'll let someone else start.
I think it's funny, by the way. The way that it goes with baseball, with me at least, I know you're different. You watch all the games and everything. As soon as the Braves are done, I am done. I did not watch an inning of baseball last year after the Braves got eliminated. That's just not. It's football season. I don't need that anymore, really. I mean, I kind of start tapering off baseball a little bit whenever football season comes around, anyways. Unless I think 2021 was an exception because the Braves were actively charging to the postseason by the skin of their teeth. And last year, the whole even last year, the whole trying to catch up to the Mets, I didn't really care as much. And this year is kind of the same thing. And I feel like that's how the players can get to it. Maybe that's why they show up to the playoffs sleepy sometimes. You just kind of get tired of it. It's a 162 game season. It's kind of hard to pay attention to for the whole time. But I will say,
I got no issue.
I know. I will say, I think this is going to be 3-1 Braves. I think they'll win the first two at home. They go 2-2-1, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
2-2-1, right? Yeah, and they'll finish it off in Philly a game 4-3-1.
All right, I've got a big brain prediction, and I've got a heart prediction. Which one do you want first?
I don't care. Big brain.
Heart 3-0. We sweep the first two, go to Philly. Those bums, sweep them. Big brain. Nobody loses at home. We take the first two. They take the next two. Game 5, Max Fried, Zach Wheeler. We win it in exhilarating fashion. Take your pick. You can have either one.
I'm actually gonna go Braves in 5 as well. I think the Braves dominate game 1. I think they make a statement. I think the MVP of this entire series and the MVP of this entire postseason run is going to be Spencer Strider. I think he is maybe the best pitcher in all of baseball. He owns the Phillies. I think starting off at home, where he's not going to have a ton of pressure going against a guy like Ranger Suarez, knowing that the team's going to give him, I think he's going to feel a little bit relaxed. I think he's going to get any demons that might be from what happened last year in Philadelphia out of his brain right there. I think they dominate game 1. I think that's the key to the entire series. If they win game 1, I think the Braves win the series. I don't care what happens in game 2, because I'm actually going to go ahead and pick Zach Wheeler to shove and win game 2. I'm even going to pick Philly to win game 3 with Aaron Nola on the mound and the Braves having a hodgepodge thing. So they're up 2-1. The bank is rocking. But guess who's coming out for game 4? Spencer Strider. And he shuts them the hell down. His best performance of the postseason in the bank. All the stuff that they've been talking, all the gifts. He might have that gift playing in his locker. He might have an iPad up there with the gift playing, because he's going to go out there and shove because he owns the Philadelphia Phillies, which sets up one of the best matchups if you're a baseball fan. Zach Wheeler versus Max Fried. I think these are the two most consistently great pitchers in all of baseball that don't get talked about enough. If you go look at how good they've been over the last 4 years, there's no pitcher as an accumulation than these two. These might be 1 and 2, and they don't ever get mentioned with the Garrett Coles and the Justin Verlanders and the Max Scherzer. These guys are 1 and 2 in terms of consistency. They both shown up big in the postseason. Max Fried has some struggles at time. I'm actually saying he struggles a little bit in game 2, but he comes back in game 5 and delivers the postseason performance of a lifetime, reminiscent of game 6 of the World Series. 7 shutout innings, shuts down this Philly lineups. The Braves win. The battery's rocking. We face the Dodgers. We win the World Series. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. That's what's going to happen. No bias here. There's no bias here. I even gave you a win at home. The Braves haven't won a series. This is good stat. Braves haven't won a series where they've lost a home game since 1999. Since 1999. That's a lot of playoff series. Haven't won one where they've lost a home game since 1990. That ends. They lose game 2. They win one in the bank behind Spencer Strider and his big legs and his big butt and his big arm and his big mustache. Boom, boom, boom. And then Max Fried shoves. That's how it happens. And I wouldn't have it either other way, because I want to win at the bank and crush your soul when you feel like you're right on the cusp. When you're right on the cusp I want to crush your soul. I don't want to just win. I want to think you have already. There's going to be fans in Philly. They're buying their NLCS tickets. No one wins at the bank. No one wins at the bank. Strider doesn't like the crowd. I hear it. I hear it in my head already. I'm painting the picture. This is Picasso in my head. Spencer Strider shoves in the bank. Shoves in the bank. No one could win there. Red October. It's so loud. Braves dominate 8-0. It reminds you of the game where they won in LA in 2021 and they just hit all those bombs and we shoved. That's what's going to happen with Strider on the bump.
God, I'm juiced. I'm jacked to the tits. God, I'm juiced up. I want it here.
Yeah.
That got me riled up.
I'm ready. You know, it's crazy. I'm going to be in Baton Rouge for game 5. I already said I'm not going to the LSU game if the Braves are playing. I'm just not. I'm going to go all the way to Baton Rouge, and if they're playing at the same time, no chance I go. No chance I go to the game. Coming up after the break, I forget. I'm so
Justin Fields.